Monday, Father gave them a name. He gave them a rule book. He gave them a depositary. And he asked one thing, that they sit from now on at the legitimate side of the family. Good evening. Tonight on REG-FLIX, the sequel. 12 years ago, the Don of Brussels gathered the alternative families at the long table. He gave them a name. He called them AIFMs. He wrote them a rulebook called Directive 2011/61/EU. We told that story. We called it AIFMD I, the dawn of alternative funds. But every family has its sequel, because every family discovers in time that the rules written at the wedding do not quite cover what the children do after the music stops. Tonight, the heir takes the chair. This is Directive EU 2024/927. This is AIFMD II. And this is the settling of accounts. Tell me what happened to the directive.
The directive is fine, Michael. The directive.
Look around the table, Tom. 3 crises, 3 open files, $2 trillion no one can see clearly. The directive is not fine.
March 2020, the dash for cash. Open-ended property funds across Europe, gated. Investors knocking on doors, nobody answering, because the doors were never going to open. Daily liquidity on a Birmingham office tower. The Don wrote this?
It was 2011. We thought property would always be liquid. We were optimistic.
And the next one.
Spring 2021, a family office in New York. Bill Huang, Archegos.
Archegos?
Archegos.
Archegos?
Just call him Bill.
Bill leveraged a single family office to $20 billion through total return swaps across 5 prime brokers, none of whom knew about the others. Annex IV told us the exposure existed. Annex IV did not tell us anyone could stop it.
We saw the cars in the driveway, Michael. We could not see who was inside them.
Then, autumn 2022, the gilts. The most boring money in Europe. Pension funds, liability-driven investment, leveraged, margin called, forced to sell. The Bank of England had to intervene to prevent a forced sales spiral. In pensions.
The Don's directive saw the leverage. The Don's directive could not pull the leverage back.
And the 4th file.
Loan originating funds, direct lenders, private credit.
Ireland has its rules. Luxembourg has its rules. France has its rules. Germany has its rules. Italy has its rules. Each rule different. Each leverage cap different. Each capital floor different. We have 1 directive and 27 dialects.
$2 trillion passing through the cracks.
Michael, do we tell the press the directive failed?
The directive did not fail. The directive was incomplete. There is a difference.
What is the difference?
The first one ends a career. The second one writes a sequel. Bring me the 2nd volume.
On the 25th of November 2021, the Commission opened the file. On the 19th of July 2023, the Trilogue agreed. On the 26th of March 2024, the Parliament signed. And on the 16th of April 2026, every member state must have transposed it into national law. The day after tomorrow, in regulatory time.
Michael, you came all the way to Frankfurt for me. Tell me what happened to the directive.
For the family business, Hyman.
Which family business?
Yours.
Michael, do you know what we lent out last year across the European Union?
I have an estimate.
400 billion euros in one asset class, in private credit, globally $2 trillion. Banks don't do this anymore. The regulators broke their kneecaps in 2010. We picked up what they dropped. We are not a fund anymore, Michael. We are the bank that learned to be polite.
You are not a bank.
We are not. You have seen the balance sheet.
You are an alternative investment fund. Your manager is an AIFM, and starting the 16th of April 2026, your manager is going to follow my rules. Hyman looks at the consigliere. The consigliere nods politely.
What rules?
5.
1. Risk retention. The fund keeps 5% of every loan it originates, until maturity, or 8 years, whichever comes first. No more selling the loan the morning after it is signed.
5% of everything?
5% of everything.
That is not a regulation. That is a divorce settlement.
It is skin in the game, Hyman. The lender who keeps the risk underwrites more carefully than the lender who does not.
2. Concentration. No more than 20% of the fund's capital to a single borrower, when that borrower is a financial institution or another fund.
20%. So if I want to lend $1 billion to one client, I need a portfolio of $5 billion.
Approximately.
You are forcing me to grow.
We are forcing you to diversify.
3. Leverage. Open-ended loan originating fund, capped at 175%. Closed-ended, capped at 300%. Commitment method.
Closed-ended.
Closed-ended is the default for substantial lending.
Michael, you are killing the open-ended product.
I am saving it from itself. You cannot promise daily liquidity on a 5-year corporate loan. The directive ends that fiction.
4. Forbidden borrowers. A loan originating fund may not lend to its own AIFM, may not lend to its depositary, may not lend to entities within the same group.
We never did that.
Some did.
Some did.
And the 5th, the passport. One authorization. 27 member states. You may lend cross-border under a single license.
You give, you take, you give, you take.
That is the family business, Hyman.
And the open-ended funds I already have, the ones I cannot now have.
Grandfathered, with conditions. ESMA is writing technical standards. The Commission is being merciful where it can.
Michael, your father would not have done this. Your father loved his loan books.
My father wrote the first directive. I am writing the second. That is the difference between a founder and an heir.
And what is the heir's job?
To close the doors the founder left open.
To the second directive, may it not need a third.
It probably will.
I want my money back!
Mr. Calzona will be right with you, sir.
Who is Mr. Calzona?
The redemption gate. He is also right with you. Boss, door 1, suspension of redemptions. The classic. You hit it, nobody leaves. Crowd control.
Heavy.
Heavy. Door 2, redemption gates. Partial. Let some out. Hold the rest. Civilized.
3.
Extension of notice periods. The investor still leaves. He just takes the bus instead of the helicopter.
4.
Redemption fees. He leaves. He pays the cover charge on the way out.
This is ridiculous.
5. Anti-dilution levies. So the ones who stay are not punished by the ones who run. 6. Swing pricing. The NAV adjusts to the cost of the redemption. 7. Redemption in kind. He wants out, he takes a piece of the office tower with him.
8.
Side pockets. We separate the difficult assets, like quarantining the cousins nobody invited to the wedding.
9.
Dual pricing. 2 NAVs. One to buy, one to sell. The spread eats the friction.
9 doors. And the rule?
The new rule is every open-ended fund, AIF or UCITS, must select at least 2 of these tools from the list, plus suspension, which is always available. The choices go in the prospectus. The investors must be told. The competent authority must be notified when the tool is activated.
2 doors.
Always 2 doors, boss, so no one ever puts you in a position where there is only one.
Hello?
Mr. Calzona will see him now. He closes a small viewing hatch. Silence.
This is Annex V.
Annex 5. The manual the first directive forgot to write.
It is not a rule book. It is a toolbox.
Same thing, boss. One you use to build, the other you use to defend.
Michael, brother, what brings you to Dublin?
How many people work here, Fredo?
3.
3. Where are the other 2?
Pat is in the Cayman office. Mary is at a conference.
Which conference?
In the Cayman office.
You manage 80 billion euros, Fredo, from this room, with 3 people, 2 of whom are also in the Cayman office.
We delegate, Michael. We delegate everything. Portfolio management to London, risk management to Frankfurt, compliance to a consultant in, well, I think she's in Lisbon now. She used to be in Malta.
Fredo, did you read the directive?
I read the summary.
Which summary?
The one from the conference, in the Caymans.
Fredo, listen to me. AIFMD II, Article 7, Substance.
Substance?
2 natural persons conducting the business of the AIFM full-time in the Union, domiciled in the Union, working in the Union, Fredo. Do you know what in the Union means?
It means the European Union?
It means in the Union, not in the Caymans, not remote first, not with frequent visits to Dublin, in the Union.
But I am in Dublin.
You are in Dublin once. You are one person. The directive requires 2. 2, Fredo. And both of them have to actually do something. Not be on the letterhead, not be on the website. Do something.
And you have to report on every delegate, Fredo. Names, functions, resources, conflicts of interest. Emma is going to do peer reviews across the member states. Annex IV is being expanded. The data goes into a central hub. Every NCA can query it.
A hub?
A hub.
And if I don't have 2 people?
Then you do not have an AIFM, Fredo. You have a letterbox, and the directive killed the letterbox.
But Michael, the structure. Tom set it up like this in 2014.
Tom is the conciliary. Tom does not run substance.
Fredo, I know what you are. I know what you let go. I know what you did to the substance file. You did not come to me. You did not tell me. You let the letterbox become the model.
Michael, I was just running the business.
Hire 2 real people by the 16th of April 2026, or close the AIFM.
2 real people.
2 real people in the Union.
And Fredo, take down the Caymans poster. It looks bad in the inspection photos.
Mikey, you sit down with old Frankie. You eat with old Frankie. And then, you tell me what AIFMD II does to the depositary.
Tell me, Frankie.
When your father, God rest his directive, when he wrote AIFMD I, the depositary form was 4 pages. 4 pages! Look at it now. It's a database. Granular reporting. Sub-asset class. Counterparty by counterparty. Daily, Michael, daily.
Not daily, Frankie.
Not daily, but frequent. And there is a hub, a single data hub, at ESMA, Barolo label.
The hub centralizes Annex IV. Every NCA can query every AIF. The Don sees everything, Frankie.
The Don used to see what the Don wanted to see. That was the dignity of the office.
The world is bigger now, Frankie.
And what about the passport? The depositary passport? After 15 years, finally we get a passport.
A limited passport.
Limited?
Cross-border depositary services, but only where the local depositary market lacks capacity. Subject to NCA approval, case by case. It is a relief valve, Frankie, not an opening of the floodgates.
So I cannot just become the depositary for the whole of Slovenia?
You cannot become the depositary for the whole of Slovenia.
My father became the depositary for the whole of Slovenia.
Your father had 3 Slovenian funds.
That counts.
Frankie, the custody scope is expanded. The reporting is expanded. The passport, limited, is opened. The form is no longer 4 pages. This is the price of the family being bigger.
You sound like Tom.
Tom would have said it in 3 more pages.
Mikey, whatever you want. I will sign whatever you put in front of me. But, at the table, on the day of the transposition, I want grappa, not espresso. Grappa.
Grappa, Frankie. I promise. Take notes. He will remember. So, what has the second directive done? It has closed the loan originating gap. $2 trillion of private credit now has a European rulebook. Risk retention, concentration, leverage, passport. The family has a new branch, fully made, fully tailored. It has given every open-ended fund, AIFs, UCITS, a toolbox of 9 instruments, with the obligation to choose, to disclose, to notify, to use. Annex IV, the manual the first directive forgot to write. It has tightened delegation, 2 senior managers, in the union, full-time, with substance. The letterbox, once a Brussels myth, now a Brussels offense. It has opened, narrowly, the depositary passport for the markets that needed the relief. It has expanded Annex IV, granular, frequent, central, the hub. He closes AIFMD II, lays his hand on it. And what has it not done? The retail door is still mostly closed. AIFs remain professional investor products by default. LTIF 2.0, a different family, a different episode, is doing the retail work. AIFMD II only nudges. The third country passport, the great unfinished promise of my father's directive, is still not activated. After 15 years, the Commission has not pulled the trigger. Non-EU managers still rely on national private placement regimes. The family expanded inwards, not outwards. Systemic risk is now better observed. It is not yet better contained. The macro-prudential toolkit for non-bank financial intermediation, the one the ESRB has been requesting for years, is still being written. UCITS 6. But that is a story for the next episode. Leave the gun, take the cannoli.